Most people are not failing because they lack talent. They are failing because they lack consistency. We live in a world obsessed with quick results, viral moments, and overnight success. But real transformation does not happen in flashes. It happens in repetition. It happens in the quiet mornings no one sees. It happens in the boring days when nothing feels different. It happens when you choose discipline over excuses. Consistency is not flashy. It's not dramatic. But it is powerful. If you force yourself to stay consistent long enough, you will notice something remarkable. Your confidence increases. Your stress decreases. Your opportunities multiply. And slowly, everything begins to fall into place. Number 1, consistency trains your mind to obey you. Your mind is designed to seek comfort. It wants ease. It wants pleasure. It wants rest. When you rely on motivation, you are allowing your emotions to control your actions. Some days you feel inspired. Other days you feel tired, discouraged, or distracted. If you only act when you feel ready, your progress will always be unstable. But consistency changes the relationship between you and your mind. When you wake up and work anyway. When you train even when you're tired. When you show up even when no one is watching. You teach your mind something powerful. You are in control. Over time, your brain stops resisting as much. It begins to adapt. Discipline becomes less painful. What once felt hard becomes normal. Consistency is mental training. And once your mind learns to obey your decisions instead of your moods, everything else becomes easier. Number 2, small actions compound into life-changing results. Most people underestimate small efforts because they cannot see immediate results. But success is not built in one giant leap. It's built in tiny, repeated steps. Reading a few pages daily may not feel impressive. Saving a small amount regularly may not feel significant. Practicing your craft for an hour a day may not feel extraordinary. But consistency creates compounding growth. A single drop of water seems harmless, but over time, it can carve through stone. When you repeat small actions daily, at first the results are invisible. Then they become noticeable. Eventually, they become undeniable. People will call it talent or luck. But you'll know it was simply consistency compounded over time. Number 3, consistency builds unshakable self-trust. One of the most damaging habits is breaking promises to yourself. I'll start tomorrow. I'll wake up early. I'll stay consistent this time. When you repeatedly fail to follow through, you slowly lose respect for yourself. And when you don't trust yourself, confidence disappears. Consistency repairs that damage. Every time you show up, especially when you don't feel like it, you rebuild trust internally. You prove to yourself that your word means something. This changes your identity. You stop doubting your discipline. You stop fearing hard tasks. You stop questioning whether you can handle challenges. Self-trust creates inner stability. And when you trust yourself, you move differently. You speak differently. You carry yourself differently. Consistency is not just about results. It's about becoming someone you can rely on. Number 4, discipline reduces anxiety and chaos. Inconsistency creates stress. When you procrastinate, tasks pile up. Deadlines approach. Pressure increases. You feel overwhelmed, not because the task is impossible, but because it has been delayed too long. Consistency eliminates that chaos. When you handle responsibilities daily, instead of living in cycles of panic and burnout, you operate in stability. Discipline may feel uncomfortable in the moment, waking up early, finishing work, sticking to routines, but it prevents long-term suffering. Consistency replaces chaos with control, and control brings peace. Number 5, consistency shapes your identity. The most powerful transformation consistency creates is not external, it's internal. At first, you're trying to build a habit. Eventually, the habit builds you. When you consistently train, you don't just work out, you become disciplined. When you consistently create, you don't just try, you become a creator. When you consistently show up, you don't just participate, you become reliable. Your identity shifts from, I hope I succeed, to "I am someone who finishes what I start." Identity is powerful because it drives behavior automatically. When you see yourself as consistent, you no longer negotiate with excuses. Consistency doesn't just improve your life, it redefines who you are. Number 6. Momentum multiplies progress. Starting is always the hardest part. The first day is uncomfortable. The first week feels heavy. The first month tests your patience. But if you push through the early resistance, momentum begins to form. Momentum is powerful because it reduces friction. The routine feels familiar. The effort feels lighter. The progress becomes visible. Once momentum builds, consistency turns effort into flow. And when you are operating in momentum, progress accelerates naturally. Number 7. Consistency separates the successful from the average. The truth is simple. Most people quit too early. They start excited. They post about it. They talk about it. But when progress slows and results aren't immediate, they stop. Consistency is the rare trait. It's not dramatic. It doesn't seek applause, but it wins. The person who stays consistent for years will always outperform the person who burns intensely for weeks and then disappears. While others chase shortcuts, you build foundations. While others wait for inspiration, you act. While others complain, you repeat the process. And over time, the gap between you and them becomes impossible to ignore. Lastly, you don't need perfect conditions. You don't need constant motivation. You don't need extraordinary talent. You need consistency. Show up when it's boring. Show up when it's uncomfortable. Show up when no one is watching. Force yourself to stay consistent long enough, and you will notice something powerful. Your habits align. Your confidence grows. Your results improve. Your life stabilizes. Consistency is quiet, but it changes everything.